This is a video I'm shooting for John Ho. John, you wanted to get hold of a copy of the Google Ads script that I use to enable me to kind of exclude automatic placements. So what I thought I would do, rather than just like uploading the script, I would just kind of walk you through the process of how I actually use the script to kind of good effect. So let me just switch across to Google now. So I'm in the Google account, and if we go across to Google itself, so the way we actually add the script, if you go into tools and settings, this is just a kind of demo account that I just use for the purposes of training, so I wouldn't kind of try and copiously copy notes and see if you can kind of capture things that I'm doing. Like I said, it's just an account I use primarily just for the purposes of training videos like this one. So if you go into scripts, I've actually got the script in here. You can see I've just added it today, and I'll just kind of click on it to open it up. So when you actually add a script, you just copy the text, click on add a script. That then gives you the ability, you need to authorize Google through the OAuth to actually have permission to run scripts on your behalf. And what you then need to do, I'll just kind of go back here. Then what you need to do is you need to choose a frequency. So I've set this particular script up to run daily at 10 o'clock. If you wanted to kind of do it more frequently, you can, but I find daily at 10 o'clock is usually okay. And what it will do is it will look at the last 30 days, this particular script look at the last 30 days, and it will find any placement that Google has added automatically with the TLDs that I'll show you, and I'll also show you how you can kind of add more TLDs to it. And then obviously if you wanted to kind of run it manually, you can just go in there and do it. So let's go in here and let's edit the script. So the way it works, I mean, I'm not a kind of a technician by any stretch of the imagination, but I know my way around the script a little bit. So anything you see with sort of like these 2/ lines, that's effectively comments. And I think when you look at a script, usually you can tell whether a script's any good by the way in which they've actually commented to tell you what's actually going to happen, right, and what to do or not do if you are going to kind of do anything with it. So you can see here, this particular piece says the list of text strings to check in placement domains. If the placement domain contains any of these, we will attempt to exclude it from the campaign. So again, I've sort of gone through, and again, your mileage will vary, your site targeting will vary dramatically. I've just found from my perspective that most of these, and again, there'll be lots more TLDs that you may find that you may think, oh, why hasn't that one been added in? I know that a lot of the kind of the newer domains, they're not in here, but ultimately, again, I've never, in all the time I've been buying media, found a rich vein of conversions from a .info. Just never have, right? Same with .me's, .today's, .biz, .ro, .romania, that is, .france, .eu. But clearly, if you're running campaigns and your client is French, or you're a French client, then don't exclude .frs, because clearly that will probably be one of the core demographics, core TLDs that you would expect to get traffic from. So don't exclude something that potentially could be of value to your business. So again, I've added Korea, I've added Italy, Germany, India, .bz, which is the kind of the shortened version of I think it's Belize, but it's .biz quite often, .cat, .pe, .th, .edu. Again, edus are good if you're targeting if you're targeting people in the education space, then clearly don't exclude .edus. And then it says here, most users should not have to edit anything after this. And generally speaking, we grab the script, we put it in there, and it works, right? And what it will do is it will look for automatic, it'll basically go through and it'll look at the automatic placement performance report that Google runs. It will look for the domain, it will look for impressions where the number is greater than 1, and obviously if you wanted it to be maybe a little bit more sort of generous and actually have it so that it's when impressions is greater than 5, then that will kind of cut down the number of TLDs that you exclude. But again, just generally speaking, we stick to 1, and then what it will do is it will run this, and what you then end up with is an exclusion list, right, that will actually apply against, is basically a negative placement list that it will create, and it will then basically exclude those from running traffic to those TLDs. Any domain that comes in from that TLD just won't show, right? So it's basically an exclusion list. And again, you'll find, what you need one impression, and then once you have one impression, whatever the domain name is, will get added to your list. And then what you're able to do, if you wanted to, you can kind of go through and you can check. I mean, again, let's say you go through, you find a TLD that you actually think is okay, you can delete the TLD from the exclusion, and then that will put it back in. I'm sure that somebody smart could rewrite the script to actually kind of work that out. But again, I've just generally found that if I kind of exclude these TLDs from most of the clients that I work with, are based in the States, targeting the US, then those are the TLDs that will give me the best exclusion list, and I don't have to kind of worry about doing it. Like I said, every day it will automatically add any ones that it finds from the previous 30 days, including obviously yesterday, and it will add those new ones that it finds to the list. So over time it'll build up to probably a quite substantial list, but in doing so it will exclude those from grabbing traffic from the TLDs that you want to have, right? Because again, if you have a limited budget on your campaign, what you could find is that a lot of the TLDs that you don't want traffic going to could end up with impressions, which could then lead to clicks, which could lead to cost, and that's taking money away from your budget that you might want to have for the TLDs that actually do work for you. So let me know how you get on in the comments, and if you have any problems with using the script, whether it's you, John, or anyone else in the group, let me know. And what I will do is I'll just kind of keep an eye out for any comments and then answer them as we go along. And apologies for kind of not being in the group for a little while. Like I said, I got blocked by Facebook for what reason, I have no idea. But it's good to be back. So I just thought I would quickly shoot that video for you, John, and let me know what you think. And by the way, we do have a private forum, a separate forum off Facebook. If you go to the URL that's down there, elitemediabuyers.com, and then you'll be able to find your way to kind of join the forum there. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to be doing more content for that forum, and gradually kind of reduce my reliance on Facebook. For me, it freaked me out a little bit losing the ability to kind of post to the group, and I just thought, you know what, let's kind of create a forum elsewhere that we can all kind of go to. So if you haven't already joined elitemediabuyers.com, then I would definitely invite you to do so, and I look forward to seeing you over there or seeing you in this group here. So take care, one and all.